Good morning, Goshen Elementary, and happy Friday! I wanted to take a few minutes this morning to talk to you about something very important that's going to be happening right here at Goshen Elementary over the next 2 weeks, and that is our annual canned food drive. This year makes 8 years that Goshen Elementary has teamed up with the American Legion post-1992, gathering canned goods and non-perishable food items for people right here in our community just in time for Thanksgiving.
Why do we gather cans?
I'm so glad you asked that, Stephen. The reason we have the canned food drive is to help people right here in our community who, for whatever reason, whether they've lost their job, maybe they've had a death in the family, or a sickness, need the extra help this time of year. It's not important why they need the help. It's just important that we at Goshen Elementary are willing to help.
What kind of cans? And where do I get them?
In the past, we've had students who are a bit confused on what kind of cans to bring. And we've received everything from full Coke cans to empty Coke cans to oil cans. So this year, I want to make it very clear what kind of cans you need to bring. You're going to bring food cans. They need to be full of food and not opened. Also, if you will, or get Mom to check on the top of the can, and there is an expiration date. This date, if it's already passed, then you don't need to bring that can. You need to throw it away because we're not going to be able to give these cans out if they're expired. You may also bring non-perishable food items. That means like boxes of cereal, grits, crackers, anything that is packaged up that won't spoil. You can't bring things like milk or meat or cheese or anything, yogurt, that might ruin because these are going to be left out in a box for several weeks. So anything that won't ruin, you're going to have a note that's going to go home. And so Mom will be able to see on there that you can bring those non-perishable food items too. Just make sure that they stay in the box. Don't take them out of the box. Leave them in the box. If you want to know where you can get these things, you can always ask Mom if she can please clean out her pantry, or you can ask Grandma, you can ask your aunt, you can ask your TT, you can ask the neighbor, you can even ask Mom and Dad, or even an aunt or a friend if they will take a box to work and collect cans from their coworkers. Because the more cans we collect, the more people we're going to be able to help. Now last year our goal was 1,500 cans. The students at Goshen Elementary ended up collecting 3,797 cans and non-perishable food items. This year our goal again is going to be 1,500 cans. Now if you know me, where there's a lot of work, there's bound to be a lot of play. So on Friday, November 21st, after field day, we're going to come back into the auditorium for what I like to call the messy assembly. And it is called that for a very good reason. There will be a lot of games. There will be a lot of pies being thrown. It's going to be a mess. And in order to be able to participate in those games, you need to bring cans because the students who bring the most cans are going to be the ones who participate. And those of you who are new to our school, you can just ask anybody. It is a lot of fun. So make sure you bring as many cans as you can. Now, we also have a few other incentives that Stephen's going to tell you about now.
For the first 2 cans you bring in, you get a Gene Pass. The top 2 students who bring in the most cans get to pet any teacher they want. The top 3 classes who bring in the most cans get to see their teacher get pie in their face. All for fun, of course. Teachers, if you bring in 25 cans, you get a duty-free lunch. If we reach our goal for 1,500 cans, then Miss Jordan, wait for it, she has to kiss a real live alligator.
Ooh, I hope we beat our goal so we can watch Miss Jordan kiss that alligator. And I wonder what teachers are going to be the ones to get the pies. So make sure you bring those cans. This is very, very important. When you come in the mornings with your cans, do not take them up front and drop them in the boxes. You take them to your homeroom class first. It doesn't matter if you bring cans every single morning. Take them to your homeroom class first so that your teacher can mark them on the tally sheet. Your teachers are going to receive a sheet today that looks like this. Well, they will put your name, and then every can you bring in, they will mark so that we can keep up with how many cans each student brings and how many cans we have in the school. Then, if your teacher wants you to bring them up right then, or if they want you to drop them off during lunch, on your way to lunch, whenever your teacher decides, that's when you can bring them up front. So make sure, it's so important that you remember this, that you take them to your homeroom class first. Teachers, I've tried to make this as unobtrusive for you as possible. So if you would, just keep up with your tally sheets until Friday, November 21st. I will come around that morning and pick them up. Now, there may be a few days between now and then that I might ask you to write your class total on a sticky note and stick it outside your class door, just so that I can get a good idea of where we're at. Also, if you bring your 25 cans, make sure that you write your name on your sheet and that you brought your 25 cans. Now, if you would like to sabotage another teacher, you can put it on her sheet. Just make sure that your name is on there. And I will have your coupons for your duty-free lunch. I will also place in your box sheets of Gene Passes for you to cut out and give to your students when they bring their first 2 cans. Now, they only get Gene Passes for the first 2 cans. After that, those cans that they bring just go towards if they're going to get to pie a teacher or play one of the games. Thank you all so much, and I hope that it goes as smooth as it has in the past. Guys, please remember that even though we've added some competition and a few things to make our canned food drive more interesting, our ultimate goal remains the same. It's to help people right here in our community. Together, we're going to make a big difference. Thank you in advance, and bring those cans.
Now come on, GS, bring those cans.